There you go.
Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you this morning with another edition of Stout Sunday. And we may be joined by other people. Well, here we go. We are being joined by other people. There's Robert the Whiskey Scout. Better late than never. All right. We'll get to you in just a second. Let's go ahead and introduce our panel. We've got Alex the Beer Master joining us this morning.
What's up?
Of course, Robert the Whiskey Scout with his Boulevard Steep Drop Nitro. Is that a stout or a porter?
Nitro cold brew milk stout.
Ooh, all right. What's the ABV?
It's low, 5.2%. Invert can 3 times, steep pour at 180 degrees, groove. So I got to do the spinny can like I do with the Budweisers.
All right. And of course, as always, joining me, my co-host Michael Kormaroff, the Porter King from Brooklyn, New York. Thanks everybody for, yes, sir. Thanks to everybody for joining. And to everybody in the chat. We already got Jules in the chat. She says first. Good morning to you, Jules. Commerce Ozzy's in the chat as well. Cheers to you. Happy Stout Sunday. And Daryl Macias. Cheers. Thanks for stopping by, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. We will start with Alex, since you are over to my right. What are you drinking this morning, Alex?
Well, today I'm drinking Toadwood Brewing's, what's it called? Revolution Porter. It is. I'm looking forward to having it because I've already tried it last night. It was pretty good so far. The ABV here is, where is it? 6.5. As you can see there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to drinking it with you guys. So yeah, and if you can get this beer, please do. I mean, I know Legendary Johnny Boy can't and stuff like that, but beyond that,
right? Yeah, it's a local craft brewery out of New Jersey. So if you live up in that area, check them out. So Robert the Whiskey Scout, we already kind of saw what you have. The Boulevard Steep Drop Milk Stout Nitro, which I didn't put in there, 5.2%.
Yeah,
Boulevard makes some great stuff. I might actually be able to find that one because we do get Boulevard here, so I'll have to look for that if it's any good. We'll wait for your review to see if I want to buy any. All right, and Michael, what are you drinking this morning?
Okay, I have Yazoo Sioux from Nashville, Tennessee, Yazoo Brewing, and it's a 9% Imperial Stout with 93 IBUs. And I'm trying to see. This is a 25.4 ounce bottle. There's really nothing else on the side of the label saying it's an Imperial Smoked Porter. So it should be interesting.
Right. Yazoo Sioux. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into. Oh, well, let me tell you what I've got. I've got the Guinness the Foreign Extra Stout, which is 7.5% alcohol. The IBUs are not listed. I looked on the website as well. They don't tell you what the IBUs are. This is an 11.2 ounce bottle. They've got some great tasting notes on here, but we'll see how it actually is. It's not barrel aged, but they're saying that you're gonna pick up on dark chocolate, dried fruit, caramel. Sounds delicious. I have had it before, but it's been a while. So let's go ahead. Well, we've got one more late joiner here. We got Mr. Terrio, Louisiana Beer Reviews. Morning, Ron.
Morning.
Hello. Sorry.
It's all right.
Hello,
real quick before we go back around, we're just about to get into the reviews here. So what are you drinking this morning, or what do you have?
All I got is this.
Oh, you.
Sorry, that's all I had to bring.
That's okay, Legendary Ron Terrio. You'll be golden either way.
stay building for me, but it's 11.5% alcohol, no IBUs listed. I was just being sarcastic.
Well,
That's
gonna-
what he's drinking.
that's going to be a tough one to beat. All right.
Yeah.
So, Alex, we're going to start with you and your Tonewood Brewing Revolution Porter.
All right. So yeah, that's what I have. I'm gonna pour it in a glass. I'm looking forward to having it. I've already had it last night. The coolest part is that if you look a little bit closer, you actually can see the two glasses here, the two little coffee glasses. That's what it looks like anyway. So let's pour it in. And I heard the guy that gave me this beer, that found the beer for me, also told me that it's a local coffee too. I don't know what coffee it is, but it is a local coffee supposedly. So this is a 2-finger head, nice frothy bubbles, nice frothy head, nice and jet black. That's what it looks like. I don't know if it's. Oh yeah, it's a little reddish, kind of like when I see it in the light here. So yeah, let's see what it smells like. Smells pretty good there, Johnny boy. Smells very roasty, like a coffee. I wish there was some chocolate. That's what I would like. Chocolate coffee, because that's good. But it's like a regular, just smelling delicious coffee if you like coffee. So
I do.
cheers.
Drink. Cheers to
Cheers,
your
Al.
drink.
Cheers.
That is very tasty beer. Very soft on the mouthfeel. I'm not sure if it's creamy though. I don't think it's creamy. I don't think it would say creamy. It should, but very, very, very coffee forward. But as I drink it, it also has a little bitterness to it too. Obviously, it's not a sweet coffee. This is not a sweet beer to me. Would I get it again? Yeah, I would get it again. I mean, sometimes, but I'm more into the sweet coffee beers.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because that's what I like. I like the sweetness of it. So yeah, this is more like a regular coffee beer. There's no sweetness to it at all. It actually just has a bitterness right down the throat. I mean, that's what coffee's supposed to be like that, right? Bitter. If you don't put sugar
until
in
you
it.
sweeten it, yeah, it's very bitter.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep on sipping on this. I'll give you a rating.
All right. Sounds good. We'll come back around here shortly. So next up, Michael Kormaroff with his Yazoo Sioux Imperial Porter.
Like I said, it's from Nashville, Tennessee, Yazoo Brewing, and it's called Sioux. It's an Imperial Porter, 9%, 93 IBUs. Let me read what it says on the side of the bottle. The South is famous for smoking almost everything. Why not a beer? Yazoo Sioux is a big, rich, smoky malt bomb of a beer with mellow smokiness coming from barley malt, smoked with cherry wood, and assertive bitterness from Galena and Pearl hops to cleanse the finish. It's the
Sounds
silver
good.
medal winner at the 2010 Great American Beer Festival. Okay, this is what it looks like in the glass. I don't know, it's like very dark brown. It's not really black, but it's very dark brown, and the head is kind of a very small beige kind of head. Let me get a nose on it. Dark roasted malts, kind of chocolate in the background, maybe like a bittersweet kind of chocolate. And it's kind of a smokiness. If you've had Rausch beers before, it's kind of smoky like that. You can tell that they've done some smoking action in whatever they've done to brew this. I'll take a sip. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Michael.
Cheers there, Michael.
Okay, the taste follows the nose. It's creamy though in the taste as well. You get the chocolate, you get the smokiness. Still getting the dark roasted malts as well. Medium mouthfeel. Very drinkable for 9% too. The alcohol is really well hidden underneath the smokiness. Now the 93 IBUs are interesting because it is bitter, but it's not bitter to the point where you would say, hey, this is super bitter. So it's more, the bitterness is controlled, but it's countermanded by the smokiness. So they're working with each other, smoky and bitter. This would be a dangerous beer too, because like I said, it's a 25.4 ounce bottle, and you wouldn't want to be, chugging it. You want to be going slow, but it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and I'll have a number for you shortly.
All right.
Chug away. Chug away. You can do it. See,
All
Johnny
right.
did.
Well, let's go down to Mr. Terrio, who is not an actor, but he does play one on TV, with his probably incredible. Well, there's no doubt about it. It's going to be incredible. His Bell's Anniversary Expedition Stout, 11.5%.
Well, we have a collection of bespectacled reviewers today. But even though we have bad eyesight, we might have good taste in products. Now, I was at Total Wine & More last Saturday, not yesterday, but the Saturday before yesterday. And I was walking around, and they had this on the shelf for $12.49 for a 4-pack. I didn't know if that was a good deal or not, but people are telling me that's a great deal compared to what they're getting it for in their territory, their areas. I bought it, and it was packaged on September 3rd, 2020. They said the shelf life is unlimited. It's a shame, though. We don't get the Bell's barrel-aged, bourbon barrel-aged Expedition. Don't know why. I'd buy it. It's 13.5. But 11.5 will be enough for you more than likely. Now, the funny thing about Bell's Expedition Stout, they're standard. We used to get that. Hadn't seen it in a good while. That product, to me, had a funny off flavor. And I've noticed that Bell's, like the one with the swirly label, the cream stout, and others, they tend to have a strange off flavor. So I was thinking, oh, man, I hope this doesn't have that. I would have been on here on time, but my friend Dave called me. He was geared up, wound up, worked up about all the deals he found this morning. So I was saying, I got to go. Yeah, and look at it. I said, and I got to get ready. I said, I need that. And he was wild. So finally I got off.
Hey, Ron, you know how your friend Dave is. He's a very unique character. I like him. I never met him in person, but he is a very unique character, what I've seen on the videos. I do like.
Ranting and raving because people were driving slow on the river road.
You're talking about Dave, the guy with the big beard, with the beard, right? Okay. Right.
These people moved down here. They're not even from here. A bunch of old people, and they just think they're driving in the neighborhood, and they're going 30 miles an hour on the river road. I said, oh, man, this is the morning. All right, anyway, he might come over here today, and he wanted me to go to his house, but I said, look, I drove to my father's yesterday. I'm not driving again.
Oh.
But look how dark. Now, there's a beige head, and I never had the one that Whiskey Scout had, and I never had the porter that Porter King had. So they're talking about products I can't relate to. The aroma here is kind of rich, dark brown bread crust, black bread, actually black bread crust like you get at a German festival, chocolate cocoa cream. But it's nothing you never smelled before. If you've had Imperial, been there, done that, you know the aroma. Cheers to you. Taste time.
Cheers, Ron.
Cheers to you, Ron. Cheers to you, my friend.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
Not me, man.
Well, you, everyone on the group. But I'm saying Alex is the one at the particular time speaking to me.
I just kidding.
I do the best I can.
I know.
Here's the funny thing about this beer. If I pay $12.49 for a 4-pack, the first flavor I get, I don't want it to be aluminum foil. Okay, that's me. And I drank one yesterday, and I was like, "Why do I get this rush of aluminum foil?" I'm not really I use aluminum foil. Okay, I'm not into eating it or tasting it or experiencing it in an olfactory or taste facility manner. So to me, that's a real deficit. Sorry, Bells. I don't know what's up with the off flavors. Body's medium. You think it's heavy? It isn't really. It's high medium, I guess. Syrupy, a little slick. Not syrupy, a little slick, velvety. Cocoa, coffee, cream. Naturally, no barrel aged. We're so used to barrel aged now. We want everything to have that bourbon barrel, rum barrel, but it doesn't. Bitterness? No, I wouldn't say so. What isn't particularly bitter? Bitter. It's creamy, dark roasted, not burnt, thankfully. I guess if you like really dark roasted barley malt with a cream and coffee and chocolate thing,
And aluminum.
yeah, with an add-on with an aluminum foil add-on, this could really work. But in my opinion, I cannot give it the super high score because I can go buy Old Rasputin, which is cheaper. I mean, it's lower ABV, but it's not anniversary. But I ain't never had no aluminum foil in Old Rasputin. I never had that in Narwhal. I never had that in some other really, well, I had some that were much more expensive than this, so I forget that even bringing that up. Y'all can tell that my score is going to be a little funny, and I don't know,
lower than we thought initially, huh?
Yeah, because I'm thinking, oh wow, man, but I'm tasting, oh what, man?
Well, hey, Ron, what is the date on the beer?
Well, that's not supposed to be a relevant question because they're saying it has an unlimited shelf life, but the date is 9/3/20. It's September 3rd. But this thing 10 years from now should hold its own and be dynamite.
That's true. Well, maybe that's what you have to do, age it, and then see what happens.
Yeah, it'll go from tasting like aluminum foil to tin foil. It'll be a tin foil.
Ron, you're awesome.
Or steel wool, maybe steel wool, you see, which might work.
All right. Well, we'll come back around here for your rating here in a little bit. Commerce sounds like he has a good one. He's got the Big Blushes from Founders, a stout brewed with chocolate and raspberries, 7.8% alcohol, 30 IBUs. That sounds really good. I've never seen that. That's a Founders.
They've done other black cherry beers, but we can't get them.
Yeah.
You could probably
I have to keep my eyes out for that.
Ron, you could probably ask your Total Wine to order it if you want, if you really want it. I don't know.
I don't really want to pay the shipping. No.
Just trying to help you out.
Kitty, cheers to you. Cheers to Craft Beer Pours. Thanks everybody for tuning in. All right, so we'll come back to you, Ron, in a second. We got to go to Robert the Whiskey Scout with his interesting looking Boulevard brew there.
All right, let's check it out.
All right, it comes in at 5.2% alcohol by volume, 23 IBUs. I had to look it up on the website. Dark velvet roast is what it says on top, and it's got all the nitro cold brew, milk stout brewed with fair trade small batch coffee, steep drop. And it shows how does it? We're supposed to invert can 3 times and steep pour at 180 degrees. Then we're supposed to groove. So we'll turn this aluminum can 3 times because I hate the word aluminum after visiting with the British engineers and everything was aluminum. Open it up. And we'll pour it and see if we get the nitro effect.
Come on, get some nitro. Come on, buddy.
Maybe I didn't spin it enough. Who knows? Oh, there we go. There's a little bit. It's not real nitro-y. There's a little bit going on.
What's the date on it?
Date is good till 26 January 2021.
Oh, okay. Not the date issue.
No. It's probably not a. Maybe I just didn't spin it enough. I did 3 times though, just like it said. So you can't see through it. For 5.2%, it is rather dark. Sometimes I find lower ABV stouts, they tend to be a little more translucent than others. They're dark, but they let a lot of light through. No, she's plenty dark, no light. We got about a 1 finger head on it, maybe a half finger, somewhere in there. And it's a foamy, nice, decent foamy head. Okay. Nose, we get the coffee up front. Get a little chocolate. And that roasty maltiness coming through. There's sweetness coming through, but I don't know what to call it yet. I wouldn't call it honey like they said on the website. They said molasses and honey, and I wouldn't call it honey, and I call it more dark caramel than even a molasses. There's a nice sweetness that comes off of it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thin, light, little watery. It's got that nice coffee bitterness. It's not too bitter on the sides of your tongue. There's still a prevalent chocolate, and it's caramel to me. I don't. That's more of a dark, rich caramel flavor going on with this. It's doing good. It's not overly complex. But it's good with what it delivers. There's maybe a little bit of a like a dark fruity note to it, but it's not something I can put my finger and say it's a plum or whatever. It's not like that, but it's like almost that berry type citrus, not citrus like citrus fruits, but that like a plum or something gives you that little sweet citrus note that's in it, but it's not. That's the best way I can describe it. That's crazy.
Hey, Legendary Robert, does it tell you what fruits it is if you look at the can, or it doesn't tell you?
No, the can don't give you nothing. Website. Oh, they do say mild nuttiness is accentuated by caramel. I got the caramel, but I didn't get no honey or molasses. Oh, citrus, but I'm not getting that kind of citrus. I think they're referring to more like a lemon or lime, and this is not that. It's more berry, or not berry so much, but like a plum. Plums, fresh plums, not dried plums, fresh plums. But the coffee's really the shining part of this, really, in all honesty. I enjoy the coffee part of it, but it's just lacking in mouthfeel to me. It's just not got enough. It drinks more sessionable. It's very light. No, it's not a heavy stout at all. It's very
What's the ABV, Robert?
It's 5.2%.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, well, let me think on it a little bit more. I kind of enjoy it for what it is.
All right. Well, it sounds pretty good.
Looks like it's Johnny Boy's turn.
It is Johnny Boy's turn, Alex. All right, so Guinness for an extra stout. I poured it up a while ago, and it did pour with about a finger and a half's worth of a tan head, which is dissipated, but there's still that thin little layer on top. The appearance with this one is black. Cannot see through it at all when I hold it up to the light. Although the lighting in here is not great. Maybe if I held it up to direct sunlight, but it's pretty much opaque from what I can tell. The aroma with this, really nice. Getting the roasted malt right up front, some nice toasty bread notes. I'm getting a little bit of dark fruit on the aroma, almost like I guess a fig or a date. It has like that sweet dark fruit aroma that I hope translates to the palate because it smells really, really good. Getting a slight caramel note. It almost has a little bit of like a barrel-aged type aroma, I think, because I'm picking up on the dark fruit, and it's just really, really robust and rich. Getting a lot of complexity on the nose here.
But Johnny boy, you did say earlier it's not barrel aged, right?
No, it's not a barrel-aged stout. It's just you could fool some people with this. I'm also picking up on chocolate, some dark chocolate notes. That's pretty much it. I mean, it smells really, really good. It doesn't smell if you've had the Guinness, draft or the Guinness extra stout, this is on another level. This is the best stout that I've had from them. I haven't had the Antwerpen stout, though. I've heard people say that one's really good. But this one, the aroma, it's tough to beat. It has a really good aroma, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Cheers.
I've never heard of that stout. Cheers, John. Yeah, I've never heard of that Antwerpen stout. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Antwerpen, it's great. It's a great one.
I'll have to find it.
So very, very roasty, toasty, right up front. Dark toasted bread notes, almost burnt, but not quite to that level, but very, very deep roast with this. I'm getting a little bit of coffee, I think, from just how much roasted malt character that I'm getting. So a little astringency comes with that. Some nice dark chocolate notes, but not really. There's really not as much sweetness as I was thinking there was going to be from the aroma. The dark chocolate, it's more on the bitter side. There's not really a ton of sweetness going on with it. I think let me get another sip here. I am getting a little bit of those dark fruit notes. I think it's more date than fig on the palate. I think I'm getting a little bit more date, but it's not. It adds a touch of sweetness, but it's really not a very sweet beer. I am getting those caramel notes coming through as well, but this is definitely more of a roasty beer with that deep roast and bitterness. There's definitely a lot of bitterness with this. The alcohol at 7.5% is non-existent, so you're not getting any booziness. The mouthfeel, I mean, it's probably medium. It's a medium-bodied beer. It does have a creamy mouthfeel to it. Well, maybe not so much creamy, just smooth. It's just very smooth, which I guess you could translate that to a creamy descriptor, but I don't think it's quite on that level. It's just velvety smooth all the way through. It drops off pretty quickly because of that bitterness on the finish. So the bitterness kind of cuts through any sweetness that you're getting in the middle of the sip, and it rounds it out, but it drops off very quickly on the back end. Does make you want to go back in for another sip though immediately, which is nice.
Yep.
The carbonation with this one is there's actually some good carbonation with it. I would say it's almost medium with the carbonation. It's not quite there. Typically with porters and stouts, you're not getting a ton of carbonation, but there is a nice little prickliness to this that you're getting from the carbonation. It's a well-rounded beer. It's bready. It's slightly sweet, but then it's bitter on the finish to balance it out. It does have that dark fruit note with the dark chocolate. And like I said, a little bit of coffee just from how roasty it is. obviously they don't add coffee to this, but this is a delightful beer. Look at that nice head retention there. I mean, just a home run from Guinness. Like I said, this is my favorite beer from them that I've had. I've tried some of their, barrel. I've tried the Bullet barrel aged stout. I've had, of course, Over the Moon. I've had some of their. I've had their 200th anniversary beer. This is my favorite Guinness beer. So I will come back around here and give you guys a rating here shortly, but definitely a winner from Guinness. Let's go back to the chat really quick. Let's see. Commerce Ozzy says he wishes that he had some of the Guinness Foreign Extra to blend with his Big Luscious because he would like more chocolate flavor. Now that sounds like a good cuvee right there. And Kyle says, "Cheers, y'all! I am so sleepy. Love you all. Cheers, Kyle."
Cheers.
Cheers.
I think Kyle pulled an all-nighter. I don't know. I heard he was up pretty late.
Oh, boy. I didn't
Thanks
wake
for
up till
making time
2:50.
for this morning, Kyle. What's that, Ron?
I was gonna say I didn't wake up until 2:47 a.m. So I was
Oh boy,
sleeping in.
yikes! You slept in 2:47. Okay. All right.
At 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When you go to bed early, it's easy to get up, I guess. All right. So we have got to go. We've got to go back around here and get ratings on all of these wonderful beers. We're going to start back with Alex and his Tonewood Brewing Revolution Porter. So, Alex, what do you think?
Well, actually, believe it or not, as I've been drinking on it, the bitterness has slowed down a little bit. So that's good. I don't like bitter all the way, so that is good. That's kind of slowed down a little bit. But there's no sweetness, I can tell you that. There's no sweetness to this beer. But I would get it again just to drink it because it's fun. But I got multiple beers to try. So I also got this to also just to drink as well. So I am going to review it, but because I have another couple cans. So I'm going to give this beer an 86. An 86. Very good beer. So.
All right. Solid B beer.
Yeah, so if you can get Tonewood Revolution Porter, please do. Otherwise, you'd have to come in this area, New Jersey, and check it out. I know Johnny Boy will be coming here sometime in the future, so he'll be able to try it then when he comes and hangs out.
All right. All right, so 86 out of 100. One in the books there. Michael, is your beer better than an 86? How's that Yazoo Sioux treating you?
As it warms up, the smokiness is staying very consistent. So that's, I think, the main feature. There's still bitterness in it as well. I really think this is definitely an 80-er. I'm going to give it a 95.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And again, somebody brought this back for me, so I'm not planning a trip to Nashville anytime soon. I don't think Yazoo has great distribution either, so it's probably mostly in Tennessee.
Cool.
Does it drink anywhere near 9%? Being that it's,
this would go into the dangerous category. It seems more like a regular porter kind of thing. So 6.5 kind of thing, and you could get caught up in this if you're
right.
If you're
all right, sounds good.
No chugging allowed.
No chugging allowed. Yeah, you wouldn't want to chug that one down, or maybe you would. I don't know. It depends on what kind of mood you're in, I guess, or how you want to feel. If you want quick results or a quick buzz, you chug one of those things down, and you'll
get it
on the right track. All right, Mr. Ronald Terrio. I don't know if the power tools have settled down. I'm going to assume that's coming from your end because power tools always seem to gravitate towards you, and you did have yourself on mute. So,
well, they're over there working, and they're using that saw in there. They probably knew I was getting ready to do videos, so they said, "Hurry up, let's get the saw out."
Sabotage run! Hurry!
Seems that way. I mean, if it's not them, it's over there. And he'll be cutting sheet metal, which is much more louder.
And hey, Ron, aren't they working on some car over there too? Because I think one of your neighbors has a car or something, don't they? They work on every day.
Yeah, like a 1987 GMC. It was the version of the Chevrolet. What was the one that was like a car truck? It was called a
the El Camino.
El Camino.
El Camino, yeah, a GMC El Camino, and they're never going to fix it, because then if they fix it, they can't work on it. So they just keep constantly working on it. All right. But
you know what, Ron? You're supposed to work on it to fix it, not keep on working on it after you fix it. I mean,
they just do it. Just they'll buy a brand new boat, take the engine apart just to see how it works. Brand new.
Okay.
Take it way down. That's not a. Anyway, one good. If you have any equipment that's not working, they can make it work.
Awesome.
But okay, so you see the lacing and all. This is fine. I mean, a lot of things are fine though. But I paid $12.49 for a 98 beer, and I'm getting a 93.
Okay.
Well, you know, I'm not into this. It's not obviously an accurate description to say aluminum foil. No beer in reality tastes like aluminum foil, but it's something strange about it.
Something metallic.
Yeah, it's like, and when you make descriptors, you give a close approximation. It's never often accurate. What else do you do? So it's something. I'm not saying I got ripped off or anything like that. I mean, I'm glad I bought it. My friend David went and bought it. When we do the duo review, I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to be listening and see what he says. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say. I'm not going to. He's never going to. Even if I post a video, he ain't going to watch it. So I want to see if he says aluminum foil, I'm going to fall off the chair, you know. But because that would mean that I'm not totally off base. I like this beer. I would recommend it. It's good, but coming in at a 93 and A, I just can't figure it out. I did 2 bottles now. This is the second bottle, and I don't know. I mean, it's your money. If you want to buy it, go ahead, pay your money. I mean, I don't know. I got Samuel Adams, Jocko coming up. I don't know how that's going to be. I've heard nothing but good about it. Everybody's complaining about it. The bottle's sweaty.
I can't find it.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm looking for it. Can't find
I
it.
still got one. I bought another one the other day.
Yeah, I was able to get a single at one of these stores. Oh, yeah, Matern's. I got this one from Unibrew, 8%. It's called Lune de Miel, which means honeymoon.
Oh, nice.
Brewed with honey. So I bet you this is going to be better than what I'm drinking, and it sure wasn't no $12.49 for a 4-pack. Now, the last one I dread, because I'm sure this is going to be nasty, and it's way too powerful, and it's way too expensive. Ain't no beer in the world worth no $35.99 a 4-pack. But I figure, what the heck? Everybody else is talking.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, 18% alcohol. Come on, man.
What brewery is that from, Ron?
Dogfish Head.
Dogfish. 18%? Jesus. Wow.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
No, I don't think I've ever seen it either. So I'll have to take a look. But an 18% beer, I've heard of it. I've heard of 17% because of the Big Ass Money Stout from Evil Twin. Other than that,
yeah, they lowered it. They lowered it when it first came out. When it first hit the market in 2001, it was 21% alcohol.
Wow.
But they had some people die. Some people died, and so no, I'm just joking. I don't know anybody died. But, and the last thing I'm going to say is Tuesday morning at dawn. If you want to watch a beatdown, and I mean a beatdown, this is going to be bad. This is going to be a really bad beatdown. Now they got the power blower. I mean, that's unreal. John Barr, I really feel bad for John Barr because it's going to be such a disaster, a fiasco. Don't even watch. I mean, why watch? I wouldn't watch. I mean, I probably would, but
somebody advertised these channels not to watch these channels. Pretty weird.
JW Dant is going to destroy John Barr. And here's the thing. I'm going to get JW Dant for $8.99 a liter. $8.99 a liter. And it is going to wipe out John Barr. It's going to be so bad. I dread to see how that video is going to come out. Whoops. That's it.
All right. Well, a little disappointment with the beer. I mean, if you're paying $12-something for a 4-pack, you expect at least a 96. You know, but
exactly.
Still sounds pretty dang good. I'd definitely try it. As a matter of fact, I've had the regular Bells, and I have been looking for the bourbon barrel aged one because that's the one I really want to try. But that one is that's as rare as pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I've been looking for last year and a half for that, and I cannot find it. All right, well, let's. We still got to go to Robert the Whiskey Scout with his Boulevard.
Johnny boy, you can always go to Brandon's Package and ask them to order it for you.
Doesn't really work like that around here, Alex. They can't just order anything I want. I mean, and that'd be great, but it doesn't work like that in the real world all the time.
Did you ever ask them though? I mean, did you ever? Because they are distributed.
They're not going to order. I would have to commit to a case of it, for it to be worth their while. I'm not spending $100-something on beer that I've never had that I might not even like.
Now, Alex, if you want to forward him the $100-something, he would probably
send me the money. I will happily. I will go all in for you, Alex.
He'll cooperate with you 100%.
I know you.
I'm willing to play ball.
I know. Appreciate you, Johnny boy.
All right, so Robert the Whiskey Scout, how's the Boulevard Steep Drop Milk Stout Nitro treating you at a measly 5.2%?
Yeah, I like it. The coffee bitterness saves it, in all honesty, because that bitterness it's very balanced in that aspect to me. But the lack of thickness, the lack of ABV, I mean, yeah, there's no. I'm gonna give it an 89. It's just missing enough to put it in the A, but it's a high B. I mean, it's right there. Just barely above it. I mean, it's good. It's drinkable. I've got 2 more. I bought a Founders, a 12-pack mix pack. It's got 12 cans, 4 different varieties in it. And so I'll have 3 of these. I got 3 of the IPAs. I can't think of the name of that. Storm Chaser IPA. No, that's that other one. Anyway, I've got 3 IPAs, 3 pale ales, and 3 berry somethings that I've never had before in this. Had the other 2, but I've never had the steep drop or the berry jam or whatever they call it. So that's the reason I bought it. But I do enjoy it. I got to admit I enjoy it, but it's just not. It's just not quite making the next step up.
Okay. So 89 out of 100. Not bad.
Legendary Robert, I also, the other day, I found some doogies I need to find. I didn't find them yesterday. I didn't look yesterday, but when I go to that place again, I'm going to try to find them because I found other flavors at Canals, and I want to see if I can get more. Obviously, I have to make sure you can get that as well. But the one that we did a couple months ago,
Right.
Yeah, I want to get more of another flavor so we can do it.
I'm not sure what all. I haven't been to Bogart's in probably 3 weeks, so I'm not sure what they have left or anything. They carry a few, but It's usually only 3 or 4, and we've already done the one. And you've seen that sour I had on Bumpy's, that fruity sour. They had one other one last time I was in there. But
Yeah, I found it, but I didn't get it. So next time I'm gonna try to get it and then show you, and then see if you can get it, and then we'll try to do an examination.
all right. Let me know.
And I'll let you know. Don't worry, my friend.
All right. Well, that leaves me with my Guinness 4 and Extra Stout. I've said it before with this one. It's an awesome beer. The only thing that could make it better is if they barrel aged it, because it's got some of that going on with the flavor profile already. And I think if they put this in a bourbon barrel for a couple months, it would just set it over the top. But it's still a 97 out of 100. It's excellent. It's getting up there towards world class. It's one of the best non-barrel aged stouts that I've ever had. It is the best Guinness beer that I've had, and I would highly recommend it to anybody out there who can get it. It being that it's Guinness, you should be able to find it, or at least I would think you'd be able to find it. It might not be as easy to come by as the Guinness Draft or the Extra Stout, but it is out there. And if you want to try it badly enough, you should be able to find you a 4-pack. It was pretty cheap too. I think it was like $8 for the 4-pack, which for a beer of this quality, I think that's a steal. So not a bad deal at all.
Hey Johnny boy, I did drink the Over the Moon. It kind of had a thin mouthfeel though to me. It was good. It just I don't know if you've noticed that, but it did.
I did. Well, I mean, Ron Terrio and I did a duo review on my channel of it actually when he came to visit me. It's a good beer. It's
good.
It's not on the same. It's not on the same level of this as the Guinness Extra or 4 and Extra, but it's. I think I gave it a 93 or 94. It's getting into that solid A range, but it's not as good as the other Guinness products.
Well, but I'm saying is, do you notice that when you drink that? I don't know when was the last time you drank it. I haven't drank it in a while, but I remember it being a thin mouthfeel, or was that just me? I don't know.
I don't remember it being thin. It was a milk stout. It had kind of like a creamy mouthfeel. It was a lighter. A little bit maybe on the light side compared to some of the stuff that we're drinking today, but I wouldn't have called it mouthfeel.
So it wasn't a thin mouthfeel, it just was just lighter. Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Well,
okay.
Not to me, but hey, everybody's palate's different. It might have been. I mean, just because I don't think it's one way doesn't mean that that's right or wrong answer. Everybody's different.
True that. It's still good though. I would get it again though.
Right. So let's see. Does anybody else? We got Ron Terrio reading his paper there. He can update us on the current events.
Probably will.
Anybody else have any news or anything they want to share before we wrap this up?
Tomorrow on Bumpy's channel, Multi Monday, it's milk stouts.
I got one of them.
Well, hell, I should do another one of these.
I got one.
Mine is from Scotland.
I'll just do this again.
Ooh. Scott, hold on. Let me bring you up real quick. I've never heard of a Scottish milk stout. Tennant's milk stout. Okay.
Oh, Tennant's. Wow. That is amazing. That's actually amazing. I'm impressed.
I've never even heard of them.
You'll get to see me drink that tomorrow at 8:00 Eastern Daylight Time on Bumpy's channel. Wednesday is Wild Card Wednesday again on Ron's channel, so everybody should try to make an appearance there if they can.
And I'm doing Food Friday.
What's Food Friday this week, Alex?
It's cheesesteak. It's cheesesteak and beers. Cheesesteak sandwich and beer.
All right.
Yep.
That's good, actually. I have to go.
And I got the dogfish head for the milk stout for tomorrow. So I'm looking. I think it's dogfish head, but it's a milk stout. So I'm looking forward to having that.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, John, what was your score again for the 4 and Extra?
A 97 out of 100.
Oh yeah, now see that's the value. That's the value. You get a beer, it's $8.99. It's a 4-pack over here, and it does not taste like aluminum foil. So.
Right. Yeah. No. This is great stuff. I'm really surprised at how cheap it is. I mean, I know you're only getting a 4-pack, but for $8, I think in some places $9, but you're not going to pay more than $10 for a 4-pack, and you're looking at a 7.5% gem of a beer. So
you're right.
Julie says, Michael, you had me at Scotland.
I got a whole lot of Scotland right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and even over there.
And
I got some too, but it's
I
from
would
bad neighborhoods in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, you travel a little different. Yeah, you travel a little different side of town than I do. You're
Dark side of town.
Yes, 11.2 ounces, Fryer. That's the only downfall is you're not getting the full 12 ounces,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's still a value.
I occasionally go down the street too.
Hey, Robert,
Robert. Sometimes. No, I never even heard of that thing. Richard Dawson. He used to host Family Feud. Okay.
Peter Dawson, not Richard Dawson. Peter Dawson's an old name. He started some distilleries in the 1890s where he went bankrupt, but his name stuck around for a long time, and some of the stuff he produced was good. I don't know about that, if it's good or not. I just seen it cheap, and I thought, oh, what the hell.
Hey, Robert, if I remember correctly, you said I could pick out the next whiskey.
Yeah, I did, but I've already done a review that's on tap waiting to go. So.
Oh, so when do you want
But if you want to pick, but there are limits because some of these I've already done reviews on.
Okay, well, which ones?
Go ahead,
Alex.
Alex, you can pick up the top row, everything but this one because I just did this one. So,
Okay, good. All right, so you moved it. All right, so whatever you moved, that means you've already done. So that's
right.
good. John, can you blow up Mr. Robert so I could take a look at his whiskey stuff?
Wants a closer look at Robert's
Well,
archive.
I don't really know what he did to deserve to be blown up, but I'll blow him up.
Okay. All right, Mr.
Here
Robert.
to here. We're not going to even cover any bourbons or anything over here. Just those right there.
Alex, do whatever you want, but I'll say pick the Glenmorangie.
The Glenmorangie. Okay. Glenmorangie it is.
Well, now that's not right because actually Ron Therio picked it and not you, Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. All right.
No, whoa. I didn't pick it. I said pick whatever you want, but pick the Glenmorangie. That was just a suggestion. That was not a pick.
Like you picked it.
You know what? I
I
think.
don't care. It don't matter to me. You want
Well,
that.
you know what? I'm going to pick it. Glenmorangie. All right, Ron and me picked it. Glenmorangie.
I have to start drinking it though because I haven't opened it yet. So
I can get that at
I think
Walmart.
I've had that one. Is that the Elgin cask or is that
no,
the
that's a 6-year-old.
Space? Okay, Space Side. All right.
I can get that at Walmart for $40.
And just to make this clear, Robert, I will pick
I
a
only
bourbon.
paid like $35 for that. $34.99, I think.
Okay, well, I could be wrong.
I bet you it's cheaper.
Look it
Hey,
up.
Robert, I will one day pick a bourbon now. I did whiskey because it's obviously your whiskey stout.
Well, you can't see the bourbons that well from your angle. Honestly, I have done most of the bourbons. I mean, not all of them, but I've done. It's hard to find one that I haven't done. I mean, I haven't done the no, I did do the Kentucky vintage. I'm not even sure. I've lost track. Sometimes I don't know anymore. That's a sad thing when you don't even
Hey,
know.
Robert, I have a suggestion for you. Whatever you have already reviewed, you should write on the bottle so you don't confuse yourself.
Nah, it don't work like that, Alex. I got to get, what I thought about doing is getting a package of rubber bands and putting a rubber band around the neck of each one I've done.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right. That would be cool. See if that will help you out.
If you want to see a really great whiskey be reviewed, I just released it early this week, that Longhorn 16. Now it's going to set you back $120 or better.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to get
Yeah,
it
I
then.
saw that.
For $100, I'm not going to be able to get
Watch it
that.
because I never had that.
But it's really, really, really good whiskey.
Well, the good news is, Robert, if I want some, I can always ask you to send me some whiskey if I really want to try those.
What? You
You
gotta come here.
Send them a few, send them a couple $100 bottles so you guys can,
That'd be cool. Wouldn't it?
I can't even get that locally. I had to buy that in Nebraska.
Oh.
They don't even sell Longmorn 16, to my knowledge. I found one Longmorn in Kansas. I got a Longmorn 15 that hasn't been made in about 10 or more years. And I found it tucked away at a little liquor store in northern Kansas for $50. One of the best deals. I bet it had that much dust on top of the carton. I mean, it just.
Well, that's good, though. If you see dust, that means.
I just checked.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it means nobody wants it. Robert, I just checked Total Wine in Walmart. They got Glenmorangie 12-year for $45. Sorry, that's the price here.
Huh. It sells a little cheaper here in Kansas. Most Glenmorangies here in Kansas is fairly cheap. I got a 15. Oh, where's that can at? Right here. This one only cost me $55. It's a Glenmorangie 16. I haven't opened it yet either. But I bought the can because I love the tin art.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, all those old uniforms.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be
Bagpipers.
mean. I don't want to be mean, though, Robert, but I would like to get into whiskey. I really would, just for the hell of it. I have to be careful, obviously.
How's that being mean, Alex? I don't find that
Right.
mean.
Yeah. How does that relate to being mean?
I don't know.
There's nothing mean about that. But it
All right,
is
well, guys,
You don't have to be mean. You just have to have money.
True that.
Yeah.
You might have to be mean to get the money, though. You might have to do mean things to get the money, like taking from the poor.
No, I wouldn't do that. But no, I don't know what I would do because obviously I would have all these whiskey bottles and I don't have the room.
Just go buy you a squirt gun and then don't show it and go to the bank and say, "Give me my money for whiskey."
Keep it up.
You've already got to wear the masks to get into the bank now, so they wouldn't think twice about it until
Alex, don't listen to that advice.
I know they're ball busting. They're ball busting. They're ball busting. They're ball busters. That's what I love about them.
Alex, whiskey criminal.
Some guy wanted money for whiskey.
Here's the thing, and I know John wants to shut it off. Here's the thing. In Louisiana, starting on August 1st, 2020, which has been over 2 months ago, they started selling the little sample bottles, the little airplane bottles in Louisiana. So you could go to Walmart here and get all the samples you want for a very, very small price. Southern Comfort, you can get anything. Glenlivet, you can get
You
Jim
can
Beam.
get ones. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. I don't mean to step on you.
No, you can just get so many varieties over here. Wheatley vodka, Hartley brandy. But anything you can get it for. You could get every sample bottle for I bet you less than $30, and that could keep you. That would keep you busy for a month.
Well, okay, but yes, but I find now I don't know about Louisiana, but in Kansas, they don't have samples of it. I mean, common things like the different tequilas, usually all the base stuff, Johnny Walkers or Jack Daniels or Jim Beams and stuff. Yeah, you got sample bottles of those, but you can't necessarily get a sample of Balblero 2 or something like that.
No, but I mean, but what I'm saying is, but for Alex's case, who's just dabbling in it, that would be a very benefit to just
right.
To dip your toe in it,
To see if I like it, because I'm thinking of doing a second channel called Alex Whiskey Reviews, not Whiskey Master. Because
Alex, we talked about this. Just do it on the channel that you already have. You don't need to start a new channel. That would not be. It wouldn't be good for you. It'd be like starting all over. You'd have to get a following. People wouldn't. You've already got people that watch Alex the Beer Master. So if you did whiskey reviews on there, people would watch it.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, I would just call it Alex's Liquor Reviews. Oh, look, Glenmorangie.
Yeah, this is a Glenmorangie 12, but this label is a very old label. I found it a bunch of 50 milliliters in a little town out in western Kansas, and it's been sitting on the shelf so long. You got to check them. It's already evaporated. Should have a filter.
Yeah, right.
Look. It's evaporated down to there. I bought all he had. I think he had 2 or 3 bottles. I think 2 bottles maybe. But I bought these. There's a few others that are I just had never seen before. A Dalmore, for instance. Where's my Dalmore?
Scotch. Scotch.
I got a Dalmore in here somewhere.
To my knowledge,
Very, very uncommon one.
I don't think they sell the small airline ones in New York State. I don't know about New Jersey.
I don't know about it either.
They sell them.
Like I said, they just started in Louisiana 2 months ago. So
look for it. Maybe it'll be something that'll happen at some point.
Maybe.
Well,
Michael, they do sell them in New Jersey because James P. Madonna has gotten them in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, Alex, in your state, James P. was able to get it. You can maybe get the small bottles. I've never
Just see if I like them before I get big bottles. That's correct. That
Right, and then you're only paying in some cases 97 cents for a sample.
Nice. That'll be better, yeah. And only get the big bottle that the whiskeys
That's the
that
ones you like. Right. And it doesn't have to just be whiskey. You could try rum, brandy.
Right, that's what I mean. Rum,
vodka.
gin. Yeah, on vodka, I don't know if I would ever handle because I drank it straight before and I can't breathe.
Scotch.
Right. One that you won't never see either. Most Dalmore use a lot of colorant. This is an older Dalmore 12. My camera's not really working.
Well, that's so pale. That's so pale.
I know. For Dalmore 12, this is very unusual. This one was tight. This is the only one he had left in there. I've bought several things. I don't know where he come up with them at, and I showed it to Roy off Aquavite over in Scotland. He goes, "Yeah, that's pretty old." And he said that's how Dalmores used to be until they came along and started marketing like this right here.
Yeah,
this
with
is 15. This is old 15. This is about 8 years old. But that's
What's that whiskey there, Robert?
it's a Scotch.
A Scottish whiskey? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look for it. Scottish whiskeys. I'll have to find them.
But,
yeah, they sell them at Walmart.
Alex, you have to try all the different whiskeys and see which ones your taste likes because it's totally just like beer and whatever. It all
Through that, you got that.
All the styles.
You got that right, Michael. You got it, my buddy.
see, I think this is a 2004 because it's an L4 060. So it'll be the 60th day of 2004 if I'm reading that right.
2004. That was 17 years ago. Or
16, but it's close enough.
wow. Well, drink it, man. See what it tastes like.
In Louisiana, we call that 2004 pre-Katrina. Everything in Louisiana is before Katrina or after Katrina.
Robert's unlikely to drink any of his small bottles. That's why he bought them to save them.
Well, I'll probably drink one of those Highland. Eventually, when I buy another bottle of Glenmorangie 12, because it's not something I buy, I will do a comparison between the two. But
I'm glad you don't have too many bottles of whiskey.
no, I don't.
Ron, you've got quite the collection yourself.
10, not a 12.
Yeah, not like that. I mean, my sickness is. Well, I guess I better get going, but it was good. I appreciate you letting me join, and I always confess it.
Yeah, we're going to take this on
Multi Monday.
We've been over an hour, so it's time to wrap this up. So thanks to Alex the Beer Master, Michael Kormaloff, Ron Ontario, and Robert the Whiskey Scout for joining me. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We really appreciate it. A lot of good comments today, as always. Hope everybody has a good rest of the weekend. Enjoy your football, your baseball, your basketball, your grilling, your whatever it is that you do. And we will catch you all on the next one. Until then, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Julie, I'm not making you go to the liquor store.